it. So, sorry about the video on this one. Hopefully the audio is enough for you guys for this one. We're going to do some work before our next episode, and hopefully we get the video going as well. But welcome to the Dicey Amazons. This is our premiere of episode 1.
Yeah.
We've been working on this for the last 6 months or so, trying to get this ready.
6 months?
Done a lot of work, but we still have a lot to get done. We want to try to grow with you guys, and so as you can tell, the set, the set still needs some work, but it's going to be amazing. We're going to go ahead and get going here. So, we are starting, characters are starting out at level 5, and in just a second I'll have them introduce themselves. So yeah, they're starting out at level 5, but we're just starting a homebrew campaign. So everything that we've done before, we just kind of toss it aside because it was Horde of Dragon Queen, and we're gonna do our own thing for this one. So the characters do know each other at this point, and have been kind of working together at this point. But as far as backstory, we'll just kind of leave that on the side. Okay. So real quick, let's have you guys introduce yourselves. It looks like I caught somebody eating already.
Sorry.
Now would be the time.
My name is Darcy. My character's name is MASIRA, or Maz, and she is a Tabaxi rogue.
My name is Cristi, and I'm playing Mama VAKRI, and she's a Kalashtar guard.
Hey, I'm Katie. I'm playing George III, and she is a half-elf cleric.
My name's Unika. I play DIJORE, and she's a Pureblood Yuan-ti monk.
I'm Eleni, and I play XILANYS, and XILANYS is a wood half-elf paladin.
My name is Kalia. I play Moon. She's the best. She's an Earth Genasi Warlock.
All right.
Yeah,
So.
But I went last, so nobody could argue with me.
I mean, you still got an argument though. That's all right. All right, so let's get down and nerdy with episode 1 here. So, you were all last night. You guys were traveling to a town called Chesterfield. You ended up in a bit of a scrape, and so you're just real tired. Not banged up or anything too much, but you're very tired when you came to this town. Ended up stopping at the first inn that you ran into, and this inn is called the Arrested Knight. And so you were all asleep in your rooms. You've got 3 rooms, 2 people per room. And this inn is sort of an inn and a stable for this town. So you arrived just before sunset, and through sheer exhaustion, you were able to acquire 3 rooms, and you fell asleep before your head hit the hayfield pillows. This is, like I said, the cheapest and first inn you came across when you entered the town. You barely remember it being a single-story building with a stable in the back. It has a lobby area, 12 rooms for rent, and a large room for meals. The windowless rooms are bare except for 2 beds each, a chest, a small desk, and a washing station. Okay. You all awake sometime in the early morning to the smell of smoke. As you open your eyes, you see that part of your rooms closest to the stable is filling with smoke, and you hear people yelling and running. What do you do? Yeah.
Because we're so tired and I'm used to having more cushion on my bed and whatnot,
Always with the extra.
I'm currently sleeping on top of Eleni's. Like, there's Eleni's pillow or blanket and then me on top because, like, she's warm and I'm kind of a reptile. It's cold in there.
Okay,
you know?
all right.
So, I'm just like, I'm sleeping on top of her. Yeah, and so I wake up and I just jolt up and I go for the door to examine the door.
Okay. Yeah. So, go ahead and roll an investigation check on the door, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see the?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Okay. There's that.
And it starts.
Yeah, first roll of the game is a what?
8.
An 8. Okay, so you go to check the door, and you can usually unlock it from your side, but it is locked. It is stuck. It is not open for you. After you try to unlock it from the inside.
Okay, I'm gonna try to wake up Eleni's further.
Okay.
Sorry, my connection is not working.
Jump to another.
Okay, well, I'm gonna, if I'm being woken up, to try to burst this door open.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do exactly that.
Okay.
I feel
So,
like the whole stop, drop, and roll thing comes into play here.
No, it's touch the handle.
okay. So you're gonna break down the door. We have you make a strength check.
Okay. And that is this one. And then I want to say that my adding, sorry, this isn't working on here, so.
Yeah, she just like randomly lost her connection. I think it's the network as well. Like we got a lot of stuff plugged in right now.
Do you happen to know how much my strength adding is?
I do.
You do? Okay.
A little rough to that, guys.
I think it's 8
It'll get so much better.
or 3, but I have
That's a
dyslexia.
That's No, because mine is not working either. Okay, hold on.
What?
Yeah. It's just gonna have to be.
I think since we're screaming, it's pulling.
It's pulling so much.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a second.
Oh my god, it's here. Mine seems to be okay. Let's see.
I mean, but I rolled a 15.
You rolled 15. Okay.
So it's going to be either like an 18 or a 23.
18 or 23. Well, that does actually make a difference for this. So,
Okay.
if we can,
I just got myself off the
That's
Okay.
18. Okay. So you go to burst down the door, and it's for some reason like this is a wood door and it's fairly decent size, like thickness door, but it doesn't seem to do much.
So you can't
Yeah,
knock it
as
out.
much as
What
you
the
would think
hell?
it. Yeah, well, it's not really doing what you think it should do.
Okay.
As far as that.
And there are people screaming in the other
Yeah,
side.
you just hear people just kind of in the distance, some screaming, and maybe a few people running.
There's always something.
Kind
Why
of
can't
far
we
away.
have a day off, guys?
So me being
Yeah.
real yakka that I am, I'm like, what's that smell?
And that wakes me up.
Alright.
That wakes me up because I'm like, I'm not sure what is going on.
Moon, what did you cook? Are you trying to cook again?
Dude, you know I don't cook. It's not me.
Okay, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go and try and open the door and go investigate what's going on.
Okay, so you try to open the door and the door's locked.
I left my tools in my other bag.
You're supposed to have all of your bags with you, man.
Yeah. Can we check? Is there a window? Because we're on the side.
No, they're
Is
all
there
windowless.
Windowless.
Um,
Is there a lock on the door? Okay.
and we're sure that the lock is just not. I can't just like jiggle it open.
Yeah, like you turn the lock like it should unlock the door, but the door is not moving. It's not budging at all.
Somebody locked us in here, didn't they? 'Cause that's some shit you would do.
I would do.
No,
I would
her.
do
An organizer of the story.
I would like. Okay. I don't have anything.
I try and blast her.
Okay, give you time to think.
Okay.
Last room. What do you got?
Alright, sweet George wakes up very cutely.
Okay.
She yawns and she's like, praise dear for another day. And then she sees the smoke and she's like, oh no. And then, Maz, are you awake?
No.
Okay. So of course George runs and shakes her friend, wake up, wake up.
Okay.
So,
I put my paw in her face and push her away.
I was like, Maz, there's a fire. Don't you hear the chaos? We must help.
We're fine.
Wow.
Okay. George just rolls her eyes. She's used to this. They're homies. So, George, she'll go to the door and jiggle it.
Okay.
And
Same thing. You go to try to unlock and open the door, and it is not budging.
Can I check for a trap? Or I guess my investigation didn't help out with that.
No.
Is there
Now that was actually
So,
a little bit something different. So if you do want to check, I'll give you another roll.
Oh,
Alright.
So
16.
so that perception actually.
16.
16. Okay. So you go to check this door, and like I said, it should be opening.
Mm-hmm.
So there is definitely something that is keeping it closed. You don't know if it's maybe something on the other side. You don't know if it's magic. You're not sure. But you know this door should be opening, and it is not.
Okay. What about the floor?
Floor? Yeah, it's wood.
There's no like traps or like a secret
that
door
area.
or something like that.
No.
Okay.
Do in my room do I feel like any heat or anything like that?
So that whole back wall that's adjacent to the stables, you're starting to feel some heat, and you can feel like that fire is like right there. The room is filling with smoke.
I can't handle the heat. Get me out of the kitchen.
Can I try and use my my blade to see if I can get in the like my dagger to try and get into this space to see if it's something magic or if it's something like physical, man-made. To
like
try and
at
least like a little more hardcore than
Okay.
crit.
Let me have you make a dexterity check.
The first die is the important one.
God.
The dexterity. And of course I've got nothing. Alright. Damn it. Always. 8.
8. Okay. So you go to slide your blade in between the door, and it actually gets stuck.
I like this one too. I like this
dagger. But it doesn't break. It just gets stuck for a minute. It takes a good minute for you to like finally wedge it out. But it's not doing what you want it to do.
You're contagious.
Wow.
Damn it. Mama Voxy, how do you feel about me blasting down the door?
Girl,
And
I
adding
will
to
help you. I will help you. Yeah. You wanna use your cantrip first, and then I can use the spell?
Yeah, can we try that?
What's going on?
So let's go with the blast. Let's go big because clearly none of our regular shit is working. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up one of my Eldritch blasts. I got 2 beams. Both of them are going to the door. And we're something's about to give. Either it's gonna be me or the door, and we're gonna see which one.
I'm just saying, if it's your blast that does that, you're buying the door.
That's okay. I'll sweet talk somebody into paying for me. That's fine. So you don't get behind me. So I go to send my beams at the door.
Okay. Is this one you have to roll?
No, I think it's no, it's about damage. So one of my 10s.
All right. So you release two Eldritch blasts to the door, and 2 of them. Okay, you know what? I decided I don't like the yellow. Let's go. All right. Shit. 4 and 5. 4 and 5. So 9 total damage to the door. It actually splinters a bit.
Okay.
Not enough for you guys to get through.
But there is a way of seeing that this thing opens. Okay.
Okay, so then I'm gonna come behind her and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wait, everybody. Y'all better get out of here. I'm gonna cast that 2nd level.
I'm going to the back corner because that's bigger than the glass.
The door needs to make a Constitution save.
For Thunder Wave?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Otherwise, it gets pushed back 20 feet.
Hey!
Nice.
I remember that happening.
Okay, alright.
No, that was me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let's see.
That's nice. 13, 14.
14. Okay, so you release a thunder wave towards this splinter door, and it gets pushed back 10 feet, and it completely shatters.
Now who's paying?
Mama!
Get some nice migas, and we'll be good.
But it's
our
Okay.
door is
So
open.
yes, your door is
So
open.
can I see? I'm assuming that because we're the first ones out, that the same thing is happening to my compatriots' doors. Can I see what is causing it from
The block,
not opening?
yeah.
Make a perception check.
I believe she's got this. It's fine.
Perception is 18.
18. Okay. So looking at this door, you don't see anything like jammed under. You don't see anything that's actually holding the door.
And we're in the hallway,
Now-
right, looking? Or-
Because of your background with magic, you realize that there's a little something on this door.
Always something.
I'm
What?
not exactly sure
Can
what
we
it is, but
like not go to death right now?
Well, I can't get rid of magic. I can just destroy it. So I yell out, "There's magic on these doors! Anybody got that dispel?"
George.
George doesn't have to spell.
Oh, you're useless.
12-year-old religious kid, I'm telling you.
Do y'all want me to blast the shit out of the doors?
Yes, please, Mama.
Please move out of the way. Do you want? Can she do that again, or do I need to use a cantrip? My
She's
blast.
She's again.
Nice.
You might be paying for it later.
I can try the blast again. Maybe
Don't
I'll
worry, I'll send
have
it.
better luck.
All right. So I'm gonna go to the next one, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing.
Okay.
Thunder wave.
This is where I say, but I loosened the lid. I loosened the door a little bit. So
Right? Do I have to roll to attack it or no? No, because it's a Constitution saving throw, right?
Mhm.
No. Wait. One action. Yeah, I'll just do it. That one's 7.
So okay.
And then the Constitution save is 16.
Okay. Yes, I did that already. So you let loose another thunder wave on whose door are you at?
Mazin.
Mazin. Okay, Mazin George's room.
Oh.
And
She's like, oh, she's
the door does splinter as well, but it's not quite enough to get it completely down.
Alright, loosen it up for me. Go.
Thanks,
Alright.
Mama.
Moon comes around the corner. It's like, okay, see, I told you you needed me. It's fine. And she sends another blast at the door.
Okay, go for it.
And 2 beams. 6 and 7.
Okay. Yep, that's enough. So at this point, the Eldritch Blast goes for the door, and it also shatters basically in place. You've got a pile of door, pile of
That's alright. Just
firewood
firewood
in front of your door. But yeah, so you guys are now out as well.
Okay, George
Thanks
is.
for the mess.
Yeah. Oh, you're awake now? You got it.
It's
Yeah, George hops over the wood. She's like, "Many blessings to you, our saviors."
Okay.
If only you would give me something useful.
We're still in here.
Do we have to do this again?
Apparently.
Please.
Try the Eldritch Blast.
Okay. All right. So
Come
Moon
behind you.
walks down to the last door and fine. Oh my God! Don't y'all have something helpful?
No.
Yeah.
She shoots another blast at the door. 5 and 5.
Okay. 10. So again, the door just splinters. It's not quite enough to completely bring down the whole door.
You want to do that double melee attack?
Yeah. We're gonna double team this.
Because I don't think I want to use.
How would
my
that work
flame
with
right
just
now.
general melee for both of us, and we just combine the?
Go ahead and do just like an attack. Yeah.
Okay.
13 and 9. 13 for me, plus 3.
Or that clear.
I mean, but we already.
15 for me total.
Okay.
16.
16. Okay. Yeah, you guys both go for roll damage.
Our forces combined.
I thought they were the happy hitters.
I know, right?
Oh wow.
2.
5.
What attack are you doing?
Unarmed strike.
An unarmed strike?
You
Oh.
just do your weapon. Your
My battle axe?
Yeah, your battle axe.
Oh, okay.
You're
4.
Okay.
I could have added my modifier. I forgot. I had a modifier for 7.
The door's down. We're good. So the last door also with the battle axe and you punching the door. That door shatters as well.
So I'm gonna come through the door like with my robes covering my mouth.
Yeah, because it's getting pretty smoky now in the hall now that the other 2 doors have been open. So yes. So where are you guys going?
Making a beeline for the outside.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna follow them, but at that same time, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mage Hand just in case.
Okay. All right. So you guys head out of your rooms and towards the front of the building here. So you end up in. Over here. That way. So once you leave the
hot door handle,
once you leave the hall, you're sort of in the common area where you guys checked in last night of the hotel. There's the front door right in front of you, so you can go that way if you want to leave. And there seems to be a few more people still leaving the building as well. Okay. So
I want to make my way to the exit, but I also want to look around and see if there's someone or something that we should be paying attention to, rather than just running from the outside. Run from the smoke. But Moon wants to kind of look around at people and see what she can glean from the people or the things to see why there might be this stuff happening.
okay. So go make a perception check.
Why can't I investigate? Why do you always pick this shit? Damn it.
Can I assist her? I'm also looking around.
Yeah, you can roll for this one.
See? 27.
27. Okay.
I'm just not
All right.
even saying what I rolled. I don't need that kind of negativity.
Okay. So you guys escape outside to the front of the building where there's a small crowd. You see some people running inside. You see the guy that checked you in last night, whose name was Ren, basically running inside. He's got pails of water. And you hear a sharp hissing intake of breath from a cloaked figure in the crowd.
That's your cousin.
Yeah, but I'm looking at DIJORE like, do you understand what's happening here?
And then you hear, DIJORE? Oh no! Dias, forgive me! The figure pulls back their hood. You see a figure with the head of a snake. They pull a small sword from the folds of their cloak and suddenly plunge it into their chest.
So what kind of shit
are
you
guys?
So I don't know that guy.
Clearly,
I don't
he
know.
just impaled himself.
I just
Say your name.
When you mess with me, you just
Mess-
shabuki it up, you know?
Shabuki.
I know, it's not the word. I know, I just butchered that word. Sorry, everyone. Yeah.
Okay, Moon is looking very suspect, like, at Mr. Joy, like, we've been through some shit. Where was this when we were doing all that other fighting and dodging? You had people?
So,
I didn't know you had people.
while everyone's looking over me, I'm gonna lean down and investigate this guy. I don't know who he is, but obviously he knows me and of my background. And so, like, I just want to find out, if I can, who he is, where he come from.
So make an investigation check.
Oh, her you give an investigation check.
Salty.
Oh, 21.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So, you look at the face of this figure, and it's not actually someone you know. But where you come from, there are a lot of Yuan-ti.
Yeah.
So you're not necessarily going to know everybody, but everybody's going to know you since you are the child of the Emperor and Empress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you recognize what has happened. So in the Yuan-ti culture, if you make a move against the royal family, you you've committed a grave sin.
And
get
apparently,
got.
he doesn't have to get got.
You
He
get
got
yourself.
himself.
Yes, exactly. And so basically,
That's the point.
That's what they do. If somebody has made a move against the royal family, they are to kill themselves or be killed if they don't do that.
And my Genasi
And
self
so-
is looking at all
and
this
so
text.
that's
See, that's why I
what
don't
he
mess with people.
The true people.
So, with that perception check though, you're just kind of like scanning the crowd as this is happening, and I'll get back to you in a second. And you see a halfling that tries to hide his surprise at what has just happened. Like everybody else is like shocked, and he just kind of like he's like trying to hide that this is something that has surprised him. And then another cloaked figure, you can't see a face, takes a small surprise step backwards when that happens. One second. So also on this body, with that investigation check, you find 30 gold pieces.
Okay.
You find a singed scroll. And you also, in the lining of one of the arms, you feel you feel something that is in the lining of the arm of the cloak. And so you actually have to tear it to get to it. And what you find is something, it's a piece of metal. It's the size of a coin, but it is not gold or coin that you would recognize.
Okay.
And it seems it's silver. It has a circle etched into it, and everything that's it. It seems to be blank.
Okay, I'm gonna pocket that one.
Okay.
And then the other one, you said, so I got the 30 gold pieces down, and what was the other?
A singed scroll.
A singed scroll.
Which Moon might want to take a look at since she saw you pick it up. I'm just saying, you got information in the bag. I'm just
What did he
saying.
kill himself with?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dagger.
Okay, just tell
That
me.
took me up.
What? Wow.
Okay.
There was also a dagger sticking out of the corpse.
Leave it to Maz
That's
to
fine.
look for the weaponry.
Yeah.
Did you already grab some dagger?
No. No.
That's kind of a valid response.
No.
Um,
So,
Weapon.
can I? So I want to find out if I can about this particular, the dagger I'm keeping. You can't have that. But the scroll. I don't know how to categorize it in my inventory.
Okay.
And two, I want to try to find out like, can I make anything out on the scroll?
So you unfurl the scroll, and it's blank. As blank as the coin.
damn,
Which
it's
is
just
again kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
and that means I can't help.
Okay. So for right now, I'm just gonna pocket it. I'll just hold on to it.
Yeah.
How would I categorize that in my inventory?
We'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. So what do you want to do?
I want to use my my link and dime lo que sabes, pequeños. Tell me what you know, little one.
Make a. Actually, you don't even have to make a thing for that. You find that your mind link is not working on the halfling, and as you are trying to concentrate on doing that, I swear I turned that off, but I guess I didn't. That was an alarm. Anyway, they suddenly run off in two different directions. One runs down so as you're facing the building, one runs down an alley that's on the right side of the building, so opposite of where your rooms were and the stable are. The other one runs down the street, like completely opposite direction. And they run off. And as this happens, you actually start to hear more screams as something makes like an explosion near the stable.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of like a fireball up in the air over where the stables are.
So I yell up, catch the halfling, catch the hood!
Who doesn't like to
Alright, so who's going where?
I think.
I got it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right there.
Like, I'll leave that
Where
to
you going for?
Let's go for the halfling.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you two run to the corner where that alley is, You look down. You don't see anybody.
Of course.
There are no other little alleyways. Like,
I mean, it goes further, but from the time that this happened, you should probably be still seeing this person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
There are no doors and windows. After we go down
Actually, no, not down the alley. There aren't any windows.
nothing.
No.
No crates or anything.
There's a couple of little smaller things in like some trash, rubbish, stuff like that in the alley, but there's nothing like stored or anything like that in the alley. It's a pretty small alley.
What should we do? Be honest.
The hood is gone too.
We're going after the halfling. We're after the hood.
Yeah, we don't have to have one.
Mm-hmm.
We went after the
I'm going after the
I'll go after the hood too.
Okay. Alright. So, you guys go to the direction where the guy in the hood had run, or the person in the hood had run, and they have taken flight. So he's actually pretty far ahead.
Like,
Yeah, like he's just like he is actually flying. He's not like on anything, but he is actually flying.
how far away would that person in the hood be?
And he is about 55 feet from you guys.
Oh, damn.
just out of range.
Yeah. Yeah, just that range.
He's flying pretty fast.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to try it. I'm gonna use one of my darts. And I'm trying to aim for him.
Okay.
So 2060, so I think this is rolling with disadvantage.
Yes.
11, 9. So that was a 15.
15?
Yeah.
That actually hits.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll damage.
Alright. There we go. 5.
Okay. Yeah, you see the dart actually go like right in the center of his back, and he you can see it hit him. You can see him like actually like jolt.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps going.
Okay, can I run up to DIJORE too and how far is he now?
Like an extra 10 feet right now.
Okay,
So
can I cast
65. Sleep. Okay.
It has made a nasty roll.
What's this one? First level 5d8. 1, 2, 3.
It's a whole lot of
You need
dice.
more?
Where's my 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19. Okay. You point your hand at the cloaked figure that is in the air, and you feel the spell leave you, but it fizzles.
Anyone to
Okay,
spell
so
magic?
no. Moon is going to put on her like excited, like gossipy face.
Okay.
And she's going to run up to some people who are watching all of this that were already outside.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy, right? Like, what did you guys see? What happened?"
Okay.
See what I find.
So you go over to the crowd of people. And at this point, like, the shock is kind of starting to wear off. And a few people just say that the stables, for some reason, it started in the stables. And then, like, actually, a few people run over from the stables, and they're like, "We need help. We need to get this fire out of the stables."
Always people need gas.
Yeah.
Okay, so Moon is gonna go back and tell everybody, like, "Hey, let's go look at the stables for free. I'm getting paid for this." So I'm gonna go ahead and head that way, and hopefully some of y'all come with me.
And has
Yeah,
the
thank
little
you.
flying creature already gotten away at this point?
But yeah, he's still going, but the spell didn't work on him. He did get hit, but at this point, he's another like 15, 20 feet.
Okay.
So he's
So
Pretty
we
far away.
realize we're back.
Back at the stadium. Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm
Everybody's
looking to. Well, you ran up to DIJORE, so.
I'm gonna go. Where are they fetching water from? I'm gonna get water and try to help put the fire out.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys round the building to the stables, and you see probably about 35 feet away from the stables, there's an actual well, and there's someone there like getting water from the well, and like there's a few people going back and forth with buckets, and then as you guys round that corner, someone that's in the doorway, like one of the townsfolk that's like kind of in the doorway, screams, and in that doorway, you see a so you get to the stable and you see smoke and flames running up the sides of the walls. It's an impossible amount of smoke for the fire that's burning these stables. And you hear there's actually some horses in here and they're neighing, and you can hear that they're probably bucking because you can hear like something hitting wood and walls. So when this townsperson actually screams, you see what they see. It is a dark figure that appears hovering in the doorway. Smoke is coming from the body of this creature, and it gives a fiery cackle as it starts to dart towards the townfolk, and another one comes out and starts to dart towards you. And you have to roll for initiative.
Damn it.
That was quick. 12 for George.
13 from
Moon is
Ezzy.
always the last. 4 for Moon.
17.
17.
Good.
8 for Maz.
Oh, so bad.
Would you know?
4. I'm always the last one. You know that.
Oh,
5.
wow, guys.
We're getting out of the way, right?
Oh.
I have nothing to say tonight.
All right.
Damn it.
So for
They're gonna wait for all of y'all.
okay. So first up is Himanis. Okay, so let's get you guys placed over near the stable real quick,
Mama VAKRI.
and we're gonna put these
Is
two
this like
guys
the entrance, I
in the
guess?
doorway.
I can't say
No.
no. I don't like
Those
Those things killed
So
me
those are
last
the doorway.
time.
Yeah, you guys kind of push you guys out a little bit more. Yeah. There we go.
The squishy does not want to be in the front.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
I'll be in the front.
Can I be right behind Himanis?
I'll be in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Well, I'm left in the middle.
I'm
You
leaving
get
the
it back.
smoking machines. Nope, not you.
Okay. Yeah. So first up, go ahead.
So do I perceive this to be an evil fiend?
Let's see, with your background, you probably haven't seen this before. So you're
Okay.
not too sure.
Well then, I guess I won't. No, I think in my mind I'm going to say that it's probably an evil fiend. Like it strikes me and gives me the presence of an evil fiend.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to turn the faithless.
Okay.
So I present my holy symbol
Mhm.
to the fiend and make a wisdom saving throw, or they have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And if they of 15, and if they don't, then they'll be turned for a minute.
So you cast your spell,
Mm-hmm.
and it is. You get the feeling that it is not. After you cast the spell, you get the feeling that it's not something that this would work on.
Mm-hmm.
Is
that my action?
Huh?
Is that my action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's an action in your.
Can you take that to the rest of us that maybe magic isn't going to work
Yeah.
the way we think?
It's looking like this is not an evil fiend. I could not turn it holy, so.
Damn it, I gotta wait. Alright.
Okay. Alrighty. Mama VAKRI, you're next.
Okay, so as a bonus action, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the buckets of water.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw it at him. It's on fire. I'm gonna put it out with some water.
Okay, so you snatch a bucket from the
From one of the people who
From
are
one of
trying
the
to save their
townspeople.
house.
I'm just gonna use the
Trying
water.
to-
I don't know if you
You're
tried
like,
to
but
say
my
it.
horse! And you're like, no, I need this.
Hang on.
attack roll.
Why? So what do I add to it though? Spell attack?
No, because it's not a magic. I would say add your dexterity.
14.
14? Okay. Let's see here.
Should have thought
Say-
a bucket of like chocolates or something.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and
14 hits.
roll damage on that one.
I'm just trying to like throw the water on it, you know, like 'cause it's obviously on
Yeah.
fire. It's
Go ahead and roll a d4.
okay. 1.
It sounds pretty appropriate.
So yeah, you grab this bucket of water from from your townsperson, and you splash it onto the creature in front of you, and it kind of starts to sizzle a little bit from it. And you feel that it's taking a little bit of damage, but it's
Okay. So using the mage hand is technically a bonus action, right? Or was that considered my whole action?
The mage hands?
Mm-hmm.
No, because you did that before battle.
No, but I mean like using it to do things, to throw water on the guy. Is that my action? Or can I use my action?
What does it say? It should tell you.
Well, usually to move it is bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says you can dismiss, you can use. Oh no, you can use your action to control the hand.
Okay, so it's your action. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, are you moving? Oh, well, you should probably move a little bit closer.
No, I can do it within 30 feet.
Okay, yeah, you're good then. Alright,
30 feet.
so you're gonna stay there?
No, I'm gonna stay here.
Alright. Okay, so the creature is next. Go ahead and move the one on my left there to
The left, the other left. Just move the other one to the right. It's fine.
Doesn't matter. We're smart here. We're smart here. It actually goes up straight up to Genasi, and
That's why you're in the front.
it is going to make a claw attack. Yeah. Let's see.
See, gotta watch out.
16 to hit.
30.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't. I was like, leave me alone.
Okay, alright.
Counteract.
So that is his turn. George, you're up.
Okay. Well, I'd like to point out that George has fire attack, so I don't know how useful she is. So I'm going to take Mama VAKRI's lead and get a bucket of water
Okay.
and start flinging it at the one next to Alana's.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack. Roll an attack
Okay.
with your dexterity.
Oh, we have an 18.
18. Okay, that hits. For sure.
Sweet.
The only one with good rolls tonight.
We'll see. We'll see.
I won that 20.
That is true.
I did also roll 19. That hasn't happened
Oh,
in
it's
months.
Progress.
Yes.
Growth, y'all.
Are you scooping up the sugar or the salt?
Can you tell by all the sugar that's all over the table?
Wow. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody. I totally didn't call her out on that. What are we waiting for? Oh,
Oh,
the
wait.
attacks.
Oh, is it 4? Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Wait, is it just 4?
An attack roll with your d20? Oh, no, sorry, 4. You
Oh,
did
it's
4?
4. Oh, no, not yet. Okay. Also, it's a 2.
2. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Alrighty, again, you get a little bit more sizzling off the creature in front of you. And then Maz, you're up. So what are you gonna do?
I will follow my friend's lead, annoying as she is, and I will grab a bucket of water.
Okay.
No.
No. Don't even want to tell me what it was.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Was it a natural one?
No, it was a 2.
Okay, yeah. Alright, cool.
And no qualifiers, no extra. Wow.
Oh wait, no, I mean.
Dexterity.
It'd be 5.
5. Okay, yeah. That definitely misses.
Yes. I know this.
Alright, so the other one is actually also going to make its way over to, Alexis, because that's where he is. So go ahead and bring the other over. And, Cristi, can you take that? And, actually he's going to go straight right up in front of her. So he's in front of her.
I can't
Reach it. Okay, and then he is going to make a 15-foot other way, 15-foot cone attack. Or sorry, yes, cone attack.
It's just
Oh, good. I'm like, oh,
It's XILANYS and DIJORE.
Okay, so you two see this creature in front of you. Thank you. And it opens its mouth, and all of a sudden you see fire coming from it, and it is coming directly at you. I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that was pretty not close to being a 20.
She said pretty not close.
Pretty not close. 11.
11? Okay.
13.
13. You both actually make it.
Wow.
Alright, awesome. Okay.
Sweet.
DIJORE, you're up.
Okay, so my friends have tried to put water on it. I'm gonna punch it with my fist.
Okay.
When in doubt, punch it. So yeah. Okay, so alright, let's do this. I'm gonna do first of the unbroken air.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try at least. I don't have to roll on it. Must have a strength saving throw DC 11.
11?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not gonna make it.
Okay. So I need some more D10s. I need 2 more D10s.
Alright.
10, 12, 17, and then I knocked it 20 feet away, and it's prone.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, knock it back.
5, 10, 20.
Nice. Okay.
And it's prone. Well,
Yeah. It's rolling. But it's alright. Okay, so yeah.
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 Okay.
Down and out. Are you moving or anything?
Yeah.
It's down and out.
Not out.
like,
I'm
gone.
sorry. No.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Just out. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move in a little closer to to the one I just knocked prone.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spit on it.
Ooh.
She's the orange one.
The orange.
Yeah.
You're gonna spit on this one?
No, the one that's not down.
Yeah. What I knocked down. Because water does hurt it.
Sure enough. There you
Yeah.
Wow.
Chewy. You woke me up out of my sleep.
Okay, yeah, you spit on it and it sizzles like spitting on a hot sidewalk.
That is so hot. So extra.
It's so extra. And mood.
Alright, so I am going to because the buckets of water don't seem to be doing a whole lot quickly enough. So what I want to do is send them a message. I want to communicate, I guess, to the one closest to Eleni, to just like stop this. Why are you doing this? What's going on? And try to listen to what they might say in response to this voice in their head.
Okay,
That's one
and,
of my cantrips.
and what does the message do again? Read to me.
So it has 120 feet, so I got that. It's just, I whisper a message, the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
So yeah, so you go to whisper this message to these creatures, and you get back a language you do not understand.
Of course. But I cannot remember the wording in case one of the other people like the sound of it. Like, I don't need to know, but maybe I can relay like it sounded like if I were learning Russian or something. And then
This one's a bit. It's a bit hard to do that with.
maybe I recognize it
The
as something
dialect or
the
something.
less naked people
We
would speak.
have names.
catch a bit of it to be able to
Okay.
try
So-
to yeah.
Forgive me later when I try to convey this to you.
Okay,
Alright.
yeah. Consider your background like that. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah, none of my bonus actions will really help at this point. So.
all right. So back to the top of the round, you see something else emerge from the the stable. It looks like a snake, but it is on fire.
DIJORE, get your people.
So people.
This is all because of you.
Yes,
I definitely do not have a
it's
snake
actually
mini for that, so we're just gonna put that in this
You
place.
know damn well.
Let's put that in the opening of our stable, please.
Okay.
I'm just saying I've never been somebody where somebody impaled themselves
Yeah.
because of me. I'm just
Apparently you've never been royalty.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Maybe her robes might accidentally get,
Catch on fire?
singed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, this enters the doorway. At this point, and it goes toward. That's what the just the one that came out. Oh, that's not the round. It's sort of makes this weird. You know how like the sound of flames, but it's sort of the sound of flames with a hiss. Yeah,
I know
if you,
that sound.
if you can kind of imagine that, yeah, you know that sound.
I know that sound.
DIJORE knows that sound. Okay, all right.
Oh, my childhood.
And it makes the snake makes its way to DIJORE because you're right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna move the snake toward you, and it is going to make an attack with its bite.
Don't you know who she is?
Look at those robes. I'm just saying.
And that is 19 to hit.
Oh,
that would hit.
Okay. Alright.
That would hit. I'm gonna use one of my key points for luck.
Okay.
So re-roll it.
13.
Yeah, that
That's
hits.
it. Okay, alright. So, rolling for damage.
What kind of damage?
Give me a second.
Okay.
That is 4 piercing damage and 1 fire damage.
Okay.
Okay, and then it goes to attack with its tail.
Me?
Huh?
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
So this one has multi attack.
Jose.
That is 10 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Alright. So yeah, so the snake comes up to you and its mouth goes out and bites you and you feel the heat coming from the flames of the snake. And it snaps down on your arm, but then it lets go and the tail comes around to try to like whip at you.
Mhm.
And you kind of reeling back from the pain, it just ends up like going straight past your face.
Okay. Dodge that one. Alright.
And Hilanis.
Alright, so I'm gonna slap down that little bag for
Backhand.
She's about to pimp slap in front of her.
Yeah.
Alright.
But with my battle axe.
The pimp of the battle axe.
And that is 21.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna need you to get bigger dice.
Right.
I say you can actually read. Pull out the monocle.
And then to hit 9 points damage.
9 points damage, alright.
And then for my second attack, I'm going to do the ensnaring strike on the big one.
Are you gonna move?
Snake. Am I gonna move? Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
should.
because you have to do
Have
that.
to get-
Opportunity attack them. Well, the little one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The little
The little
attack
attack
opportunity.
If you
Oh,
leave
if
the
I
area.
yeah, the area. Okay. Yeah, I'll move towards the
The pink.
She's like, I got this small armor.
Alright, so-
your friend in pink.
The creature makes an attack against you, a claw attack. And that is 16 to hit?
Nope.
Nope, alright.
Okay, so for my ensnaring strike, do I make an initiative roll? Like I roll
attack
a
roll.
d20 first?
Mhm.
Okay. It didn't say on there. Okay, and that's 17.
Oh, definitely hits.
Alright. And then,
Don't kill it.
so 3.
3
Yeah.
on the snake, right?
Yeah, do we need this thing alive?
I do.
So-
you do.
It is now captured in a writhing mass of thorny vines.
Okay.
At the point of impact, and
Let's see, can't move.
for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say?
For 1 minute.
1 minute? Okay,
Mhm.
alright, awesome.
Do I have to have advantage?
Yeah, for a snaring strike. Yeah.
A strength check.
You make a strength check to beat it at the end of its turn?
No, I guess you can make a strength check.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I gotta do that first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it doesn't make it, makes it
Then
at
I
the end of
hit
its
it.
turn. Oh no, it made that. It's 15 plus 1, 16. Yeah. So it did not get ensnared.
Did not get
But it
ensnared.
did take the damage, so yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Next up. Are you moving again or are you good?
Yeah, I'm gonna move away from it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You give it
I was gonna
another
another
opportunity.
well that one, not that one, but the snake
This-
one.
The snake.
Yeah.
I'm moving away from it.
Well, then I guess I'll just stay until its next turn.
Alright, cool. And actually, since you let's see. You actually, since you just did a melee attack on it, did take 2 fire damage from being in close proximity with the fire snake.
Should have stayed by the bat. I thought you said the bat was going to attack me if I stayed there.
No, well it did, but it missed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so making a melee attack against this creature.
But you have like
you-
who hit points though.
Yeah, end up taking a little bit of damage. Okay. Alright, next up, VAKRI.
I'm gonna go ahead and seeing as there's another big bad out, I'm gonna take my hand and I'm gonna prick my finger and I'm gonna be like, cabrón on the snake and I'm gonna cast Bane.
Bane.
Okay, first level.
Alright.
And that's charisma.
Okay. You said on the snake, right?
Yes.
That is 13.
Misses. So that is a 1d4 on everything subtracted.
Subtract it from
Every
Attacks
check and
and-
attacks. And
attacks and damage rolls. Okay. Alrighty. And are you moving or anything?
no, I'm sticking
Bonus
with
action. Alright. Alright, so next up is the creature that just did a reaction against Genasi. And since you're right there.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
Thank you for being the meat shield.
Do what I can.
Alright. So he's gonna make a claw attack. Oh yeah, that is going to be actually, you know what? No, he's gonna do something else. He makes this movement with his little tiny hands. And you see
So much.
a creature appear in front of you, or actually technically behind you, and it seems to be made of light. Like all you see is light.
Mm.
It's not really on fire like this mini, but it's just light, and it takes the form of like a humanoid, but you don't get any sort of features or anything like that from this creature. Okay, put that behind us.
Human shaped light.
There you go. Alrighty, and that is actually going to be be that one's turn. George, up next.
Okay, George would like to approach this bird.
Okay, this bird.
This bird right now. And just like stab it with its mace. Yeah, let's stab it.
Okay. She's like, yeah, let's stabby.
See what happens. All right, that would be a 21.
21. Okay, that hits.
Okay, cool. And it says with the mace 1d6 plus 2. So we got an 8.
An 8. Okay, and with the hit of your mace, this creature ends up. You basically end up cleaving it into in this like cloud of smoke, like puffs from it.
You got
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Is it dead?
And in that space that it leaves, it is now just a cloud of smoke in that space. And yeah, it's heavily obscured in that one little space. So just oh, here, let me put a little easy access to it. So go ahead and put this little ring in that space where he is, and you can take him off the map.
Take him off and put the ring. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
What about his friend?
His friend.
Yes,
His-
he's the one that brought him.
Huh?
Is his friend still
His
there?
friend actually disappears.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Okay, my friend.
My friend.
Yep. So yeah, the humanoid, the light person, ends up just vanishing.
Dissipating?
Yeah,
Okay.
when that happens. So good job, guys. Alrighty. Maz, you're up next.
Okay. Let's see. How far am I from the other little flying looking creature? It's like 30 feet. Alright. I'm just gonna try to hit it with my short bow.
Sure, okay.
I'm gonna move so
Oh my god, Maz is gonna attack.
You know what? I will do something. I will try.
She must be hungry. She like
So-
she just woke up in the morning.
So
She hasn't
proud
been
of
able
Maz.
to eat or nothing.
Right.
She's kind of grouchy, so she's pissed.
Uh-oh.
21.
21? Alright, that hits.
Okay, so. Is it a sneak attack?
You said actually is.
Alright. Oh my god. That's interesting.
Don't forget about sneak attack.
3d6. Okay, so.
More D6s or what?
Oh,
That's it, right?
Yeah, it's a D6.
Okay. There we go. Oh wow.
Nice.
16.
16?
And
Okay.
that's not that. That's including not including damage from your bow. What's your bow?
My bow is plus.
So you need to do another one.
1d6. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Another 7.
So, wow. Okay. So, you bring up your short bow and aim it at this creature that is actually on the ground.
So it's the low hanging fruit.
Literally the low-hanging fruit, yeah.
Well, sure, it was
Yeah.
to keep you a little alive.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for. No, it's fine. Yeah. So it's on the ground, and the bolt from your short bow goes straight through the chest of this creature, and again, and a puff of smoke. That one also disappears.
Yeah.
Alright.
I killed something, DIJORE. Are you happy?
Very.
I did something.
Very. I'm very proud of you.
Hey, DM, be nice.
It hurts.
The smoke ring that's gonna replace the little.
It's all over. It's all over.
I know.
Okay.
Painful love.
All right. All right. So next up is going to be DIJORE.
Okay, so I have a couple questions.
Yes.
Said I do. Said snake creature.
Uh-huh.
Is the creature? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna cast animal friendship.
Ooh.
I can only do it on snakes.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
so
I can
nice.
only do it on snakes.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's a
okay.
Yuan-ti thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So maybe your fancy schmancy like snake blood thing be helpful.
Okay. All right.
Instead of just getting people killed.
Right? Wow. So the I think it's a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
for 13.
Minus D4?
Huh?
Minus D4?
Hey. Thanks, Mama Lee.
Okay. So, you go to cast Animal Friendship. This is a feature that you get from being a Yuan-ti. And you get that this is taking the form of a snake. It is not an actual snake. So,
Okay.
yeah, this spell doesn't work on this creature.
Okay. And that is my action, right?
Yes.
Okay. As a bonus action, could I use suggestion on it?
Yeah, you
No?
can't use.
No?
Well, no, because for animal,
It's at will.
it is at will, but you use the spell for your action. And
Okay.
since you're not like a warcaster or anything like that, you can't use the
Okay.
spell for your bonus action. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I am gonna take a bonus action though. I still have my short sword. Yeah, I'm gonna use my short sword and attack.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope. Not so much.
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Like I shouldn't
Is
look.
what they say.
I feel like I shouldn't look just so I don't see your shame. Like,
Well, now we're just standing here staring at each other. I'm just gonna spit on it.
Is this a snake?
Be my friend, yeah. The Tui.
Awesome. Alright, so next up is Moon.
right. And Moon is getting the feeling that all of the firepower that she has probably wouldn't work on this particular creature, being, whatever. So she's going.
What type of firepower are you talking about?
Well, I have outright fire, and I do have the Elder's Blast. But I want to try something a little different.
Go for it.
And see if I can schmooze a little bit. So but I'm gonna move right up next to Eleni's, kind of using her as a shield because I ain't too proud to use her like that. And my armor class is not rolling that deep in the game, but I need to be within 10 feet, which is why.
Okay.
So just help us out. So I'm gonna try Fate Presence and see if I could make this person be charmed by me.
Fey Presence.
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta look that one up because I gotta see what that is.
It says,
Go ahead, tell me.
yeah, as an action, I can cause a creature within 10 cubic, a 10-foot cube originating from you to make a wisdom saving throw against your warlock spell to save DC. The creature that failed their saving throws are all charmed or frightened by you, my choice, until the end of my next turn. So that's a wisdom saving throw thing, and it's a 13, I think.
And it just says for creatures?
Well, every creature in the 10-foot. So technically, it would be also DIJORE and XILANYS. But it's a wisdom saving throw of 13. Y'all can be charmed by me too. Yeah. And y'all can be charmed by me too. It's okay. Like, I'm cute.
16.
3.
So DIJORE is charmed by me. That's funny.
What you gonna do with all that power?
Well, and then it goes until my next turn. You might get some good stuff.
I don't even know what she would do.
Alright, give me 1 second. Let me check something.
Just let her have
Actually,
her
let me
moment.
see her.
She feels very charming right now.
Do you?
Okay, cool. Alright, so you want to be charmed or frightened?
Charmed.
Okay.
I need them to explain
so
what the hell is going on.
They missed it. Yes, they did. Okay.
I don't need them to go away. I need them to be my friend and tell me what
15 minutes
how
later.
it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so what charmed means is that the creature can't attack you. or target you with any harmful abilities or magical effects.
But they're not.
And then it also means that you have advantage on any ability checks to interact socially with the creature.
Okay, socially.
Yes.
So I have questions.
Okay.
But I have to wait.
Wait.
So your next turn, right?
To her next turn.
But then it wears off.
That was an
Like
action.
it wears off after until the end of my next turn. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
She can't ask a question as a bonus action. She can't ask a question as a bonus action.
It has to be a very short. Like usually to speak. Usually they're melee actions. So if you do something like real, like within maybe like 3 or 4 words, then maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry I'm using you for a shield that I don't need anymore. I'm sorry. You can put me in front of you if you want.
So back to the top of the round, and it is now the creature's turn. And so it looks at you, and then turns back around and looks at Elias.
You can totally
That's to
use
be
me now.
expected.
And it is going to make a multi-attack against you.
Multi-attack.
Yes, so first with the bite.
Is it D4? Mine is a D4.
It doesn't matter because that misses. Yeah. Okay, we'll take on the next one.
I look just very unbothered while this is happening.
So the
Did you just throw it at me?
so the snake sees you and it goes to to lunge at you with the bite attack and sees her and it just kind of like
See,
yeah, it sees movements like okay wait no and it just kind of confuses the snake in the middle of the attack, so it's not able to actually bite you, but it does regain itself and try to attack you with the tail. So it comes whipping around and that actually might help you. Let's see. 16 to hit. Nope. Yep. Okay. So the attack whips around as well and just catches air right in front of you. Doesn't end up hitting you.
Maybe this creature is related to me. Just missing all over.
All right. Yeah,
It's
you are up
me,
next,
that's
actually.
So real quick question. The horses that are in the stables, are they trapped in their individual stables?
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then never mind that.
So they are a neighing and a screaming.
We gotta get away.
Yeah.
At this point, I'll say actually at this point, I'd say at least one of them has probably broken out of the stall and just rushed out.
And ran off.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't
But there are
talk to them and tell them to all come out and trample this thing, right?
At this point, they're probably not trying to listen to anybody.
Yeah.
They're scared. So
I'm sure I
Good idea,
won't.
good idea.
Okay. Well then, is it at all possible for me to soak my rope and try to tie this snake up at all?
In a bucket.
In water, because I have five gallons of water for no reason. Because I can carry that around.
That would probably be a couple of actions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you got to pour out and then soak it and then do all that.
That's
So
a
that
lot
would be a
to
couple
do.
of actions. Yeah.
Got it.
That's a
Okay.
couple turns.
Well, just all my ideas. Shoot it down.
They're creative. I mean, at some point, one's gonna work.
Keep trying, sweetie. It's okay.
You know, I've seen what George can do, and I just put a lot of faith in George.
Okay.
And so I am going to bless George.
Okay.
Nice.
But I can bless up to 3 creatures, and us on the front lines of actions.
Okay.
I'm going to bless Moon, George, and DIJORE.
Alright. So what do they get for plus?
So whenever someone tries to attack them, you can roll a d4 and add that to the saving throw.
Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Wait.
Yeah, they get a D4 on attacks and save there.
Attacks and save.
Thanks. Okay.
Alright. That might help you. DIJORE.
Yeah, but one would think.
Yeah.
Rolling mad ones over here.
I'll take it.
Okay, and so that's your action probably
Yeah.
at this point.
How long does that last?
Are you moving or anything?
It lasts for a minute, and
so that would last after mine.
And there are still people in here as well.
They're the people that have kind of stopped going in with this battle like right in front of the door.
Right.
And so they're kind of standing back like holding buckets.
And
They're
there's
probably
no
about 20
people
away.
left in the stalls. There's no people.
You can't really tell from where you are.
Okay.
You can't see the whole inside. You can see partially inside, and what you can't see, you don't see anybody.
All right, I'm gonna back up behind Moon.
Okay. Back up behind Squishy. Okay.
Just
You're
remember
blessed
that
and
this
charmed.
only lasts until my next turn.
And then afterwards, you can make.
Okay, I'll move back behind you.
Who knows?
That's fine.
You're also.
Yeah, reverse leap run.
Okay. All right. Cool.
For some reason, I thought blessing made them add to their
Victim
attacks
rate
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
So F4,
Attacks and
right?
saving throws.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Alright. Next up is VAKRI.
I am going to try and mind link then.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask him who sent you.
Okay. You go ahead and you try to mind link with the fiery snake in front of you. But you get back a language that you cannot understand.
You sure?
Pretty sure. What language do you speak?
I speak Quarry and Infernal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
don't
no,
think anybody
I
has
can
this
keep
language. Alright.
Wait.
Oh,
Let me read it. Hold on. I think there's a thing that says that they can automatically.
And actually,
Get that creature speak telepathically to you too. As a bonus action, when you're speaking telepathically to a creature within 60 feet that can see you, you can give that creature the ability to speak telepathically to you until the start of your next turn. There's nothing about languages. Never mind.
okay.
That is a bonus action. Yes. Okay. Then I am going to just take out my crossbow then and just.
It's like I can't listen to you,
Stab
so I'm gonna
in
shoot
the
you.
leg.
Okay, crossbow.
Crossbow to the leg or to the tail.
Okay. Go for it. Roll to attack, please.
14 plus 6.
That hits.
28 plus 30. 10.
Okay, so hitting it with your crossbow, while it looks like it takes some damage, this is kind of a creature with a weird body.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it probably takes some damage. As you see in that area that the crossbow hits, the fire kind of dims a bit. But you don't think it's doing quite as much damage as it should be. Okay. Alrighty. George, you're up next.
Alright, so George, she's standing in front of the smoke. Can I investigate it or check it out?
Yeah, if you want to make an investigation check.
Alright.
Like,
Yeah, I just want to see what's going on with that. It's very suspicious. Oh, it's 11.
11. Okay, so you walk up to the sphere. It's like a sphere of smoke that's in this area, and it.
Don't inhale, George! Don't inhale!
While it's heavily obscured, you can tell that it's still basically coming from the creature, just more so than it was when it was actually alive.
So the creature's alive. Is in there somewhere, or is it the snaky? That's like
No, the creature, the dead, the one that you guys killed earlier, it's just on the ground, but it's just
oh, it's just emitting.
the smoke is just
I see.
yeah.
Okay, that was my turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
George, I blessed you.
Sorry. I'm thinking of something.
Oh, you were supposed to add a d4 to that.
Well, I was.
Oh.
If you're
Oh,
blessed.
yeah, that's fine.
Oh, well, I can save it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's saved.
Oh,
Okay,
that's it.
yeah.
All right, Maz, you're up.
oh, okay. I think I'm just gonna stand back and watch DIJORE handle her own people right now.
Wow.
And ready an attack though.
For if what happens.
If it is to attack DIJORE.
Okay, so you're holding your action. So if it attacks DIJORE, you're gonna.
Yes.
Okay, alright, gotcha. Alrighty. DIJORE, you're up next.
Okay. I'm gonna try to use suggestion on it.
Okay.
Could use it last time, right? Because it was an action. Yeah. So has another wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. Okay.
13.
That is a natural 20.
Oh, wow.
That hurt. That's great. That's just great. Okay. Okay, so now is my. Okay, so as my bonus action, I'm gonna spend another key point and do unarmed strike.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2 of them.
2? Okay.
Yeah. I'm so close to 17.
Aren't you blessed?
Yes.
What even is that?
1. But no. So that's 8 plus. That's 14 to hit.
That actually hits.
Oh, nice.
Jesus, saving the day.
Yeah. Can I roll that one again?
We'll get some more of those. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. 8.
8. Okay.
8 points of damage, and then I'm gonna go again.
D4.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna help. No, it's not gonna help. No.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't a 1, but it was not gonna help.
Okay. So again, same with the crossbow attack. You go to hit it, and you see that it dims where you hit it, so it's taking some damage, but probably not quite as much as you think.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Moon, you're up.
All right, so
Hold on just a second.
I hate to be that person, but I did do a melee attack against it.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to keep this all honest.
Yeah. I got you.
it's fine because
Melee.
It's
cool.
said melee.
And you take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
All right. Those robes are getting a little singed.
Yeah. She stays constantly needing to change her wardrobe.
All right. Go ahead, Moon.
Okay. So, I can either try to talk to this thing or I can try to blast it. Those are very different possibilities. And since I tried to talk to the little things and they were not really speaking in a way I could understand, let's go ahead and try the blast, Eldritch Blast. And I'm gonna also, I can't do that, can I? At the same time, like ready to move out the way. Because
I mean, you do have movement during your turn, but
yeah. And then what's the blessing thing? So
+4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Wait, I should do that separately. Really? Okay, so I'm gonna keep that because it's a 10.
okay.
And then 2.
No, you have to roll to attack.
Do I? For Eldritch, it's a cantrip. It's.
So what does it
I
say?
don't think so.
Attacking that roll?
No, I don't think so. I send a beam on a hit. The target takes 1 or 2 d10s because I have 2 beams
This is on
of force.
hit, so yeah, it's gotta roll to attack.
Is that okay? I can roll. I ain't scared. I'm a little scared, but I'm not scared.
You make a ranged spell attack against the target. So go ahead.
Whatever. That's fine. It's like, DIJORE's not going to rub off on me.
That's what you say.
Ooh.
That one.
No. So plus 5 is 21.
Oh yeah, that's
Y'all.
Nice.
Right? And then, okay. Damn it, I have to roll again. I want that 10. Both of them are ones.
Really? Oh.
Both of them.
No, don't you don't have a plus on there? Don't you have a modifier that's a plus?
Plus, yeah. Oh, well, no.
No, because the attack has a plus, but
To spells, no.
No.
Yeah, it's usually straight damage.
No, plus doesn't work there. Plus works on the roll.
Yeah, so 2.
Sorry.
You know what? I don't like y'all no more.
So
I don't
yeah, you shoot these 2 beams of Eldritch Blast to the snake creature, and again you see that telltale dimming of light. This looks like it's probably taking all the damage though. That you
Okay.
Magic damage.
Magic, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
yay.
And now it's its turn. Alrighty, so let's see. What do we have? It is still next to DIJORE, but it is not liking.
Did I turn on it?
Yes.
Oh.
So that you just damaged it fully. So it's going to roll your way, taking an opportunity attack from DIJORE.
Get it, girl.
In the glass? No.
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 Wow.
Bye, creature.
We kind of teased you a little earlier with the good rolls.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Just
nope.
Just keep rolling.
Okay.
Keep going.
Alright, so Snake heads over to Moon.
I've got my reaction.
D12 minus D4.
Yep, that's probably not going to hit anyway.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let me check.
I'm 11.
With the bite attack, yeah, that's only an 8 minus D4, which we get, so definitely not a hit.
I'm gonna
But
take-
it does get a multi-attack, so it is going to use its tail against you as well.
Rude.
Yeah, let's see. That one's probably gonna hit even with the. Let's see. Oh, it's only a 1. So that is 18 to hit with the tail. So missing with the bite, it swings around and the tail like snaps you right in the shoulder, and that is going to.
And she grabs her ribs.
Yeah, she grabs her ribs.
I felt it. I felt it.
The pain travels.
Just saying.
That is 3 bludgeoning damage, and then on top of that, 5 fire damage.
Wow.
Rude. So 8 altogether?
Yeah.
I'm going to take a reaction because I can do that, and that's rude. That's just, I didn't even do you like that, right? So because my magic worked before, I'm going to try the Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
And I'm going to, with my hurt shoulder, I'm going to send a wall of hellish flame around this creature.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that, or because it says the creature must make a dexterity saving throw? It takes 2d10 if it doesn't.
It's a 19. Whatever the dex is.
The group is
Yeah.
Or half as much if on damage if a successful throw. So I still roll 2d10. Come on. Ooh. So 9 and 5.
9 and 5. Okay.
So
So
half as much damage.
upon being hit from this snake creature, you anger all in your body and your eyes from this from this snake attacking you and hitting you on the shoulder, and you throw this fiery spell at the snake, and it doesn't seem to do anything.
Of course.
I thought it's
Fire.
different.
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid was gonna happen, but I can't react with my Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna hold my shoulder and go. Can I go behind?
Nope, this is not your turn.
But it's
All
my
right.
turn.
Yes, it is.
I don't
your
like
turn.
the
That is
rules of
good.
this game.
Okay, so I'm going to command the snake to halt.
Okay. I should be making a check on that. What check am I making?
It says a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. And what's the number?
15.
D4. We're not going to make
Minus
it. Nope. Make it with it anyway. Just the 11.
All right.
Okay.
So then it halts for its next turn.
Okay.
So everyone and then myself has a chance to do whatever we
Nice.
want.
All right.
Now you do that.
Right.
Like, I'm over here bleeding on my clothes.
All right. Are you doing anything else?
That was it, right?
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm happy. I'm good.
I'm happy.
Staying right there. Staying right there?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Oh, she's going to block you.
Behind.
She's going to...
And
Oh,
you
wait,
have
no.
behind me.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
oh.
I'm behind.
I
I'm
can't do
sorry.
anything for the next turn.
No,
So, yeah.
I'm in front, all squishy like.
All right, Mama VAKRI, you are next.
I'm going to. I'm gonna walk up and I'm saying, "Step back, y'all." And I'm gonna, since I saw that the magic worked, I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Moon is happy to
Are
let
we
you do
stepping
that.
back?
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
Can I use reaction?
Nope.
So I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna try and blast it against the wall. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I got you. Does it have like a...
Constitution 16, but I gotta roll to attack, otherwise he gets pushed back 20 feet.
Okay.
So yeah, that can listen boss.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I saw that. I didn't want to see that, but I saw that.
I think on halt, the creature can take no actions, including defending itself.
Okay.
No, it wasn't that one.
Yeah. Constitution, saving throw. So, with a natural 1, you end up shooting this thunder wave, and it actually goes past the creature. What's the range on this?
Oh god.
15-foot cube.
15-foot cube? Oh, okay, that's not too bad. And so it ends up hitting the corner of the stable, and you can see it basically pushed that wall like in. And so that wall is now very unstable.
Crumbling on
But
the
It's
horses.
crumbling.
Can the horses get out now?
Except for the horses.
Well, let's see. No, I'm like, no, that. Oh, that one horse can, yes, and that one
Stall
yeah,
over
one
there.
stall right there, yeah. So yes, let's see about that.
So you saved a horsey.
Next up, George.
Okay, inspired by Mama VAKRI's attempt, George will cast Channel Divinity, Radiance of the Dawn. So each hostile creature within 30 feet must make a Constitution saving throw DC 14 or take 2d plus 5 radiant damage, or half damage on success.
Okay.
So we're going in.
I rely on that
Oh, wait.
half damage, right?
And you get a d4 plus d4.
On damage.
Yeah, that's probably
On your roll.
Oh,
On your
yeah,
roll.
anyway, so yeah, that's
No, yeah, you don't have to roll. I think it's just saving throw.
then make it.
Okay, awesome. So 2d 10 plus 5. So we got a 6, 1, so we have 12.
12. Okay. And so on this, you see George shoot this ray of, you said radiant damage?
Mhm.
Yes, at the fiery snake, and you see this sort of beam like enter the body of the snake, and you see sort of the light, the fire sort of pulse, and then it disperses. And so the creature just ends up the fire goes out of it, and it just right on the ground.
Oh,
That's 10.
nice, Georgie.
Yep.
We wanted to talk to it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
A little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, I did a little bit, but
Yeah, you tried to talk to it.
yeah. I mean, I did
You
try.
can
for
understand
sure.
him. He has this weird accent.
All right. So at this point, it looks like all of the creatures in the area are gone. You still got.
I'm going into the
Yes, the
stables
horses.
to save the horses.
Oh,
Save the horses.
Save the horses.
Yeah, I'm going into
All right. So yeah, you guys are able to get into the stable enough. The fire is definitely taking over, and a few of the horses definitely are a bit singed on their bodies, but they are all still alive, and you're able to let them free from the stable. And at this point, the people that were kind of standing in the background, scared of this battle that was happening in front of the stable, starts to run over and pour more water onto the stable.
Can I speak with the horses?
What do you have?
I have speak with animals.
Okay.
So if I could speak with the horses and ask them while those creatures were in the stalls, what did they hear? What were some of the things they were talking about? And calm down. It's okay. I am going to heal you. Also, what did you hear or see?
You heal the horse. Okay.
So make an animal handling check for me, please.
Okay. What would that be?
It should be in your skills.
Oh, okay.
Should be.
Oh, I see. Let's see. 8.
Okay. So you go to try to calm down one of these horses, and it takes a while. The horse, the eyes are just darting everywhere, and it's not. Like I said, it takes about 30 minutes before it finally calms down enough, and horses aren't very wise or intelligent, but you do get that there had been some humanoid creatures in the area, and from them these creatures came.
Oh, so they like conjured them up, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us.
Oh yes, and then I told my group. I'm always like, Kandi told you.
I don't speak horse.
Okay, so I spoke with some of the horses, y'all, and it turns out that some of the people here in the town actually brought forth these creatures.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure my folks might have something to do with this. I don't know why or how, but you can't trust these hoes.
So
Does that mean we can trust you, or
No? Is that a no?
Everyone's a hoe. It's gender neutral term. I'm taking it back.
So Moon wants to see if she can find something about the history of this place. Like, if there's a reason why this place, this time, these people decided to, like, what is special about this place that they would do something like this here. So she wants to investigate a little bit, check into the history, see if there's any books she can find.
Now, it is still very early. It's still dark. So,
early. Damn it. We were sleeping.
Yeah,
Can we go back to bed then?
I was going to ask
there's a
that.
stink up there? All the smoke? That's not good for your lungs.
16.
16? Okay. Yeah, and asking like some of the people who are still kind of tending to the embers of the fire at this point, you find that pretty much most of the places that you'd be looking for that type of information is going to be closed at the moment. You probably got another 2.5 hours before the town
Can I take a nap?
really opens and wakes up.
I'm going to talk to the inn owner.
The inn owner? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you search around the area, and you actually end up having to go back into the building, and you see he's actually in, like, the rooms that you guys were in, and he's kind of making sure the fire is out, and things like that.
Business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, mister, it looks like the fire broke these doors. That's crazy.
It wasn't Mama VAKRI at all.
No, not at all.
Are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
I know you guys were, your group was in these rooms.
Yeah, no, we're fine. The fire broke down the doors, so no fault of our own.
No limit this. What was keeping us inside of there?
True, yeah. Well, I was getting there, but yes. Yeah.
Oh no.
Abuelita has issues.
World renowned. This is not how I go to establishments and treat the guests.
Yes, refund, please.
I was trapped in that room. Excuse me, sir. What was on the doors?
Trapped? How are you trapped in the
We
room?
couldn't open the door.
There's some kind of magic blocking it.
What?
Yeah, we couldn't, it wouldn't turn, and it wouldn't, the fire had to break the door down, as I stated earlier. So, yeah, what was there? Was there like a magical wedge in the door, like keep us like tucked in, or
I don't have access to any magic. I'm not sure what could have happened.
Recently, have you seen any people who look like me walking around the neighborhood ish?
Snaky snake.
That's not the term that we use for ourselves.
You are the first of your kind that I have seen ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
We're gonna need a little bit of the chisme though, because there were some people that conjured these beings.
Yeah, I want to, since my investigation has to wait a little bit, I want to check the nature of the place, which means I want to check, I can recall lore about the terrain, plants and animals, weather, natural cycles. I just want to see if there's some information that I can use to have a starting point in the morning when everybody else wakes up.
Okay. What can you recall again? Go through that little list.
Terrain, plants, and animals, the weather, and natural cycles. I can recall lore specifically.
Okay, so you haven't necessarily been to this town before, but with this ability, you get this is an old town. It's been here for quite a long time, and that it doesn't really get a lot of like crazy sort of weather or anything like that. It's sort of like the regular seasons.
Anything weird lately, like climate change?
It doesn't. No, you really haven't gotten the town really hasn't gotten anything like weird having to do with anything like that.
Animals, weird animals showing up. Not that you're an animal. I totally respect you as an individual, not how I'm being.
So Milana's got this information from a horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can she ask said horse to lead us to one of the people? If they
If
see
you can
who
convince
they
the
see
horse to lead us to danger.
to the people that got it started.
Yeah, I can try to talk to the horse and say, can you lead us to one of the people? And if it doesn't want to, I can command it to.
Oh, that's a thing.
Okay, I'm gonna put down my D20.
I'm gonna try to be nice first.
Okay.
Say, hey,
Okay. All right.
do you think that you could remember what these people look like or where they were coming from? Do they come here often?
Okay. Okay, so you go back to the horse. How long does the animal friendship last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. Yeah, we'll say it's you get back towards the tail end of that, so you got like a minute left or so. And you get from the horse that they have not seen these people before. One was really small.
Mm-hmm. Like a child?
Just like short.
Or
One
like
was really
a
short.
imp kind of.
One was and two were sort of regular, like a little bit maybe like your height or shorter or something like that, not around your height. But the two that were near your height, they were cloaked, so we really didn't get much from them.
Could you tell if they were men or women? What color cloak?
Do horses see color?
Yeah,
And
today.
probably blade.
Actually, don't know.
I'm scared.
Okay.
Yes.
Google it. I'm gonna Google.
What is
It's
Google?
not Googling.
Well, because they were black cloaks, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we go and talk to the innkeeper about the people who have been staying here? See if anyone matches those descriptions.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I should still be with the innkeeper. I
Okay.
didn't leave to go outside.
Okay, alright. Alright, so going back in.
Yeah, heading back in, asking the innkeeper who's been staying here and if anyone matches that description who's been staying here.
A halfling with black cloak.
I saw some people, like we have a common room where we'll serve meals, people just coming in, we don't necessarily stay here, and I want to say I've seen some people in the last few days that may match that description.
Were they talking with anyone or?
No, they seem to keep to themselves. They really didn't talk to anybody.
What room did they stay in?
They
They
didn't
didn't
stay.
stay?
They just came in.
Just came in.
But I don't actually. I don't recall them actually eating.
They were just hanging out.
Yeah,
Scoping things out.
yeah. Just hanging out.
And they didn't talk to anyone. They didn't mention anything about.
I
wanting
don't
to-
remember them talking to anybody.
No. Okay. Do you know how the fire started?
It started in the stable for sure.
And
That's
then
where the
from
most
stable-
damage. The most damage is. And so the side where you guys were staying, that's where all the damage is. The other side, there's nothing. It's fine.
Would it be okay for us to investigate over there?
Uh,
Those area that wasn't touched.
Sure. I don't think people have gotten back to their rooms yet.
Okay.
There's a few open rooms. I probably wouldn't. Wouldn't recommend going into someone else's room, but there are some rooms that are open
Okay.
that you can go into.
Recommended.
It's it's my business. I don't want
Well,
my
of course,
customers,
I understand.
So, but the two rooms on the far side, on the right, the end and the one next to it, one right before it, are both open. The other rooms are all full.
Okay. I'm gonna go up there and check it out.
So you head down to the opposite side from where you guys' rooms were. You head down that hall, and you got 3 rooms and 3 rooms.
I'm gonna quickly look into the rooms that we're permitted to look into.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna look in there. I'm gonna do a quick sweep around for any. I want to see if there are any like false doors or like traps or like any places where you could hide stuff, but like a quick sweep over of it.
Make an investigation check.
If you promise not to steal anything, Mons, you can maybe look in the other rooms. But you have to promise not to steal anything.
Oh, isn't this plus a D4 too?
No, this is plus one.
Yeah.
Just attack and saving.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then 8.
8. Okay. Yeah, you
No,
go
that
into
was a
these
9.
rooms.
Oh, that was a 9?
Yeah, 10.
11.
11. Alright.
You go into these rooms. You don't really see anything out of place. It's just a couple of beds, the writing desk, pretty much the same as you guys' room.
What about the other rooms? I
Other
want to,
rooms?
yeah.
All right. So, which one do you want to try first?
The far one.
Okay. So
Yeah.
across from the one that you checked. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, you go to open that door, and it is locked.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Don't steal, Mons.
Me?
Can I also check if the other doors are also locked?
You go to the one that's right next to it, the middle door. That one is unlocked.
Okay. I'm gonna I'm like coughing. Oh no, I stumbled. My giant tail just knocked this door ajar. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you mistakenly open this door.
Mistakenly on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see, it looks like somebody rushed out of this room fairly quickly, was probably sleeping. The bed's kind of, it was like pretty messed up.
Okay.
All
Alright. I'm not gonna mess with anything in
Okay.
that room. I just wanted to see like if there was anything. I want to check the other room.
Okay, so the one,
Yeah, the third
the third door. Okay.
Yeah.
You check that one. That one's also unlocked.
unlocked.
Mhm.
Oh no!
I see her continuously stumbling
Uh-huh.
into other people's rooms, and I walk down to where she's
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like a lot of people here just left because of the fire. But I did see a room that
I'm sorry.
If
I
you
don't-
do
I can't
steal
hear you
something-
from so far.
if you do steal something, Maz.
All right. I'm going to. I'm gonna try to pick this lock.
Go ahead and do a lockpicking check. Your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus.
It's like 18.
18? Okay. No worries. Okay, so you take out your lockpicking tools and you're able to finish this lock pretty quickly. It's not a intricate lock by any means, and so you make quick work of it. 10 seconds and it pops.
All right, who's going in first?
Oh no!
And I
Oops. What we need to do is, while they're doing this, I'm still downstairs with the innkeeper, and I'm talking.
It's not downstairs.
But I'm still in the hallway with the innkeeper, and I'm going to try and find the other people that were in those rooms.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask if they had any trouble getting out.
Okay. Okay.
Good call. That's a good question.
Okay. So give me a second. Okay. To that. All right. So you guys get into this room and
fumbled into it.
It doesn't look like the other ones that were occupied. It doesn't look like someone left in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Can I check for traps or? So I don't think that I can detect magic. I don't think I even.
I can.
No.
I mean.
But I think that would be important to check for, Moz, if you could check for magic.
No, it's not for traps. I can check for traps.
Oh, yeah, if you can check for traps, that'd be cool. Before we, fully, break and enter.
I can just check magic if you need me to.
Yeah, where are you?
I was just in the
Still
hall.
outside.
I'm chatting with Mr. Wren, the innkeeper. He's cool. But I can go help.
So I have my leaves. Wait a minute, hold on. I just gotta check.
George.
Oh, make a perception check.
Here.
Okay, thanks.
Wow.
Or sorry, no, investigation.
Investigation?
Yeah, investigation.
This is 7.
7. Okay.
For traps?
Yeah.
Okay.
The room doesn't seem to be trapped.
Great.
All right, George, she would like to detect magic.
Detect magic. Okay. So you cast your spell and you get basically magical residue. There was something in
Black light.
Like stripper juice.
How in the world does that equal? Okay.
I see the connection.
And why'd you just go to stripper? There's
Right.
so many other gross things.
Right.
Magic
Different
residue.
foods.
I'm just saying magic.
She's thinking glitter.
Catch me on Friday. It's fine.
Is that when you do your set? Your 2 numbers in the VIP room?
I'm saying somebody gotta pay for it.
So
Wait,
you get that something magical has happened here very recently.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever it was, it's not something that is still there.
Okay.
Like whatever the magic is not still there.
Okay, so I tell my friends, there's some magic goo, I guess, around here. But it's safe to assume that whoever set the fire set it from this room.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna go to Mama VAKRI and I'm just gonna whisper in her ear what
Okay.
George says to
yeah.
us.
So now we're all leaving. I'm gonna close the door behind me to
Okay.
make it look like we didn't go in there. I'm gonna go to the innkeeper and ask who was in that room.
Okay. All right. So, Mama VAKRI, you while talking to Rin, you do several of the people that were staying there do come in while you're talking to Rin, and since their rooms are untouched, he does say you can go back into your rooms. So you see a couple with a kid. Kids, of course, very, very frightened. But he's trying to stay strong. You can kind of tell where he's trying not to look scared. You see a single humanoid that actually does have a cloak. This cloak is not like the other ones that you've seen. It is it's blue. And you see sort of a humanoid face. You can't really get details off the face, but you can just kind of get that they're sort of tired and weary almost, just with the drop of the shoulders. They're maybe probably didn't get the full night's rest, and they discreetly talk to Rin, and that person goes back to their room, and then let's see. 1, empty, 2, 3. And you see someone that this is actually an angry guy that comes back in, and he's just, I'm not staying here. I'm done. He's like, whatever. He goes into the first room on the right. He grabs his stuff and he goes back out. Immediately he leaves.
Sir, before you leave, why are you leaving?
I'm sorry, that's not a
This place was on fire.
But I mean, it
Did you
happens.
pay?
You know,
It's not
somebody
fire
has
anymore.
a roll in the hay, and then they leave the
Oh.
candle.
Roll
But-
in the
But did you have any trouble getting out of your room?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Like
I
you just opened the door and got out.
unlocked it.
Ay, pues qué bueno. I had such the hardest time
What?
getting out of my room. The doors.
Mm.
No.
No,
Sorry, I think this person
my door
knows
was fine. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here and go get some sleep somewhere else. I don't really want to stay here.
Did you ask for your money back? Did they give it back?
Yeah, he gave me my money back.
Oh, we can get our
Good man, good man.
Okay. On your way, sir. Thank you.
He just he doesn't say anything. He just turns and leaves.
Come tell us that.
Okay. So you were?
Yeah. Ren. Cool guy.
Yes.
So I was, gandering around at some of those other unoccupied rooms. And I got this weird feeling from was it the one on the end?
The ends.
The end. Do you know who stayed in that room? Like the room just gives me a really creepy vibe.
Oh, nice.
Let me see. He goes, he checks his books. There's a person. They actually they didn't come back last night.
What's their name? It's
don't know
very
if I should
important to finding out like who
that
burnt down
information.
your inn.
Flash the money out.
You think they burned my inn?
I do. That's strong evidence.
Okay,
You good?
My friend is jumping at Darcy.
He looks at you.
You just saved your horses.
Yeah.
We're trying to help you out, sir, and also find out where you at.
WTF?
Plus, we almost died in your rooms.
Okay, so there was a really weird person that came in probably about 3 days ago. It was this guy, probably like in his 30s, and I'd never seen him before, so I don't think he's from the town. But he looked really scared. And he always, like, every time I saw him, he was always like checking behind him, and like anytime anybody like even remotely like weird came in, he kind of like run off.
Names.
Did
What did
he?
he look like?
Yeah,
What did he sign in under?
Did he eat here?
He did eat here the
did
first
he-
night.
what did he
yeah,
eat?
But I haven't seen him since then. He just ate the roast.
Nothing
Loaf
special.
of bread, yeah, no, the usual that we usually have. But he told me his name was Don. Don Juan.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, he said his name was Donal, but he said just call me Don.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ren. We're gonna find this guy, and I'm dollars to donuts. You don't know what that means, but we're gonna find him, and we're gonna make him pay for destroying your
doors.
lovely home. Yeah, and destroying those precious doors that the fire definitely broke down.
Totally.
Okay.
Because he expands.
Yeah.
Corroboration.
Science.
He goes, oh, you know what, that would be good. And so because I saw the tail end of the battle with whatever those were, I'm very grateful to you all for helping with that and to helping getting the fire and everything put out. So I'm going to give you a little something. And so he gives you your money back for staying, but on top of that, he gives you each 3 gold. So you get 3 gold and 10 silver back from him.
I'm gonna give him his money back and say, "Sir, I know you need to rebuild your inn right now. Please take it as a tone of thank you for welcoming me into your inn."
I give her the side eye and I put mine in my pocket.
I'm also going to donate mine back to him.
Okay.
I highly respect you.
Damn it, why do y'all always mess us up? And then Moon just kind of like, damn it, why? And she
drops
like
one in the tip jar.
she gives back like 1 gold and like 5 silver. So like partial whatever. Like, okay, fine. So 1 gold I'll give back.
Okay.
5 silver.
He's just
Why
like,
you
you really don't have to. We'll work something out.
We understand, and if we happen to stay in here again, I'll definitely be coming back to you to check up on you. You know, just want to make sure that you're doing okay.
What was your name?
DIJORE.
DIJORE. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Your horses are running around the city though.
And he just looks like I'm so tired.
Sleep tight.
The most holy of us kept her money as well.
Yeah. Maybe there's a donation.
Everyone's got to pay tithes, right?
I'm just
Okay,
being
so what are you guys gonna do?
Okay, so we're still a couple hours.
It's been about an hour with
Okay.
all of this searching and talking and going back and forth things. So you still got another hour.
Well,
and a
I'm
half of
hungry
searching,
and
so
I need a nap.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go.
But
back to sleep here.
You need to heal.
Well, there's that too, like the bleeding thing.
You're
Thank
so
you,
No,
all of
you're
my
fine.
compadres, for helping me with that.
How much damage did you take in total?
I took 8, so I'm at 20.
Oh, I
So-
can see how you might need some healing. I got you.
Thank you, because blood is not good. So
Okay.
it was a couple hours before dawn that all this stuff started happening.
Yeah.
I'm tired, but I also need to know, like, as soon as things open. So I'm just gonna, like, look for some food.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's gonna have breakfast ready, so somewhere. You can,
Tamales.
because that's totally a breakfast food. You can do that.
Okay.
So I go to Renee. Do you mind if I use your kitchen and make some food for everybody?
I believe this
that's
strikes
so
again.
great.
Yes.
Sure. That's okay.
So I go in the kitchen and I make a spread of migas and I make some tamales, a little bit of pan dulce.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, fancy.
All within an hour.
Yeah. While that's going on, I'm gonna take a quick nap on the table or something like that.
On the table.
Just curl up.
Look at you getting all with the
I mean,
common
he does
folk.
have 2 unoccupied rooms on the other side.
I'm not going into one of those
See?
rooms again.
Yeah, that door
Not
jam.
without a magic user with me.
Okay. All right.
Is it wiser to give Moon my single potion of healing or to lay hands? Lay hands restores 25 HP.
Well, you can do that in burst. You can do like 1 point at a time.
Oh,
For
really?
laser. Yeah, you totally can.
So you do
But if you like, depends on what you're doing. If you're taking the rest of your rest,
Uh-huh.
you'll end up getting that back anyway.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you want to do. If you're not, you're just gonna go
Your 8 points
go
back.
for it. Then
You're gonna give me,
I
so
mean,
I
if
don't need
everybody's
them for
taking
the
a rest, she can heal. She just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she can
Yeah.
heal.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
do, okay, so what'll happen, I'll take my rest, but I'll do my light activity thing because I don't
Oh,
actually
yes.
need to sleep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Shout out to the aspect of the moon.
Yeah. Alright.
So I'll just kind of be looking around, waiting to see something that might be useful.
Okay.
Later. But I'm gonna take it easy then.